Well, it finally arrived, but be prepared for some controversial content, I'm sure. Let's get into it. Well, that's enough of that. I had to chuckle at the thank you note, but thanks, Fimi, for taking my money. It came pretty well packaged in a box, and with lots of foam around it, so it's pretty good. I guess just saving on packaging, because when they do come out with the orange one, they're going to use the same box. But this is just the white one, and I'm just checking over to see if when I open it that I do actually get everything that's inside. I've known some of these to come with broken parts or damaged boxes and damaged things inside, but so far this one looks pretty good. I don't see any damages at all. Maybe Fimi took a hint from some of the other deliveries they'd made in the past, and this is definitely a lot better packaged than the X8 SE was ever packaged. So let's get into this and rip it apart. So here we are finally, the Fimi Mini. Now there's QR codes all over the place to download the app, and you download it from Fimi, not from the Play Store. So that was kind of interesting, an APK kit. Yeah, it comes with two manuals. One is just a bunch of warnings, and the other one is in Chinese and English, which I did transpose or did scan into a PDF file, and it'll be available in the description below from my Google Drive. It's pretty good for what it is. There's a few comical parts in it. They've got the wrong page and the wrong letters and stuff like that, but it's a pretty good overall view of what you're getting. Okay, and as I say, there's all kinds of QR codes for AliExpress and Fimi and different languages, etc., etc. So that was pretty good. So I look at the controller, and my first impression is it's small and it's cheap. The plastic is in between 3D printed and molding. It does feel very much like the Hubsan Zeno plastic, and I'll mention that again later. Yeah, not what I was expecting. The quality of the X8 SE plastic is miles ahead of this, miles ahead. So in the bottom, the only other thing is a little pouch, and in that pouch are 4 extra props. You only get 2 clockwise and 2 counterclockwise ones, and you get all your cables. What I did notice about the props were that they're very plasticky. They're not very flexible. They're pretty rigid for what they are. Only getting 2 of them means that's the first thing on my list to buy. You do get cables, and it's all USB-C connection. So everything that goes into the controller or into the craft is all USB-C. And you get the right angle connections on the controller connector wires. The right angle ones go into your phone or tablet or whatever you have. And they're pretty standard for Lightning, for USB-C, for micro USB. They also give you 4 screws. Isn't that nice of them? So I'll just put this back in here, and it fits in pretty snugly, so it only goes in one way, but once it's in, it's pretty good. It makes a pretty good case, really, to carry everything in, so I don't think I'll be buying a case just yet, because everything fits in there that I need. So let's look at the drone. First impression? Why is the gimbal cover off? Has that been flopping around for 12,450 kilometers? I guess we're going to find out when we start it up. But right now I think the batteries are pretty low, so I'm going to have to charge the batteries up. So I get the gimbal cover on. And my first impression again is the plastic. Very, very reminiscent of the Hubsan. Not even comparable to a DJI or even to the X8 SE. The battery clips out. It's got what they call a buckle on the back. You have to undo. And it basically looks like the batteries are in your phone, the old phone, the cordless wireless phones. It's probably just a couple of 18650s put together. And it's not intelligent when you plug it in. I guess it is intelligent because you can tell how much it's charged. But by itself, there's no lights on the actual battery uh, to tell you the degree of charge that's in it. The other gripe I have is here, the micro SD card slot. You have to take the battery out to get the SD card out. It's kind of weird because the buckle goes over top of the slot. It's got a couple of sensors on the bottom, and yeah, it's pretty light, but not really impressed with the plastic. There's no exterior lights. There's just one little light in the back that flashes, I guess. But then we went on to the controller. You know how I said I thought it was small? Well, here's the old controller from the X8 SE. It's a monster compared to this one. Very small. It is very small. It doesn't have all the buttons that's on the back, because on the back of the X8 SE you had buttons that did things, and there's no buttons on this one. There's no buttons on the mini controller. It's very minimalistic. Nice design, nice idea. It doesn't need a lot of stuff, but it's definitely a lot smaller. We'll see how it holds up. I did notice that the slots where you put the cable from your phone are aimed opposite to what you would think. So you'll have to bend the wire to get it out. Anyway, on to charging them up. I'm charging the controller and the drone. The drone has one light at the back, so if it's on a surface, you can't really tell how much you're charging. You have to lift it up to see the lights flashing. But on the controller, you can see there's two lights there. When it's full, they go out. Same as on the drone. When it's full, the lights underneath go out. You remember I mentioned the right angle that fits in your phone from the cables they provide you? Well, go back. Remember Epson Zeno and the X8 Fimi? Yeah, same problem. You notice that the right angle is a little too fat for any phone with a case. The same thing happened with the other ones. So what was the solution? Pretty easy, but I didn't think it was necessary. I thought they would have figured it out a long time ago. But anyway, you just have to shave about a couple of millimeters off, like where the arrow is here, and it fits in perfectly. And then it fits right into the controller, and the wire goes the right way. I did make a mistake earlier. I said that you had to twist the wire, but no, you don't. It fits in the right way for the controller. Just slide it in, and it's great. So that's the answer to that problem. And so what's left? Well, let's weigh it up. 263.2 grams. That's fully charged battery and the gimbal cover. So if I took the gimbal cover off, it would be 258.5 grams. So here's my list. And I'm probably being too picky and too critical, and that's what I do. As some people say, I spread doom and gloom, but not everything is sugar plums and berries, whatever they say. A few of the things I wasn't quite happy with. Overall, it's a very, very cheap feeling drone. I hope it flies better than it looks or it feels, but again, I haven't even plugged it in yet, so I don't know if anything works. That's tomorrow. So for now, this was just the unboxing, what I found, what I first thought, and we'll go from there. Tomorrow we're going to start it up. We have the app downloaded. There's some things in the app I'm going to go over with that. It's going to be a step-by-step, very slow process, but it's completely different than anybody else's reviews, right? So let me know what you think. Check the descriptions below because there'll be more information there. And yes, there will be a link to that PDF file if you want to download it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.